goes. It's live. Okay, nice. Hello everybody. Welcome to another video review by me, Kozan. Today we're watching a what was it? Silver Diva player. Not the highest league. Yeah, let's hop right on into this. We have our Diva player right now. It's on Route 66. You got a bit of an old comp, but I guess that's just Silver League for you mostly. The Widow Maker, the Enzo, so they are both kind of slow characters. So you can't really go in for heavy dives unless if like the one of these already made a couple of picks. You also have the Symmetra, which is really defensive here, so you need to also with the Orisa and only the single heal Mercy. So let's kind of go over what you know your options were here in this composition. In my opinion, first of all, you got to be more defensive than you usually would with a diving comp as Diva. You don't have a monkey to jump with, so you don't have that bubble, so you can't really play an aggressive style as much. I think you can kind of pick it up in two ways. Either you can set up, let me, there we go.
Soldier.
Okay, so either I think your Symmetra is right now on the right side over there. So either you can kind of be on those tunnel areas, or as I've seen, your Orisa,
I'll go junk.
I think is on the low ground.
Bad soldier.
Let me see actually, where is your Orisa? I thought I saw her on the low ground there. Oh yeah, there she is. Okay, so that's a little bit weird, but anyway, I thought she would set up here, but let's see anyway. So yeah, maybe she wouldn't be over there. Would be over there if you were at the tunnels already. Right now, where you are, you're not really providing any cover for any of your team members. Like even if you were set up right here in this tunnel area, would be pretty okay. Just in case then when this group gets dove upon, you're immediately able to help out, and you don't even need to use your boosters there. You still will keep your boosters to get away with. But from over here, you would have to use your boosters to get over there first. So it would take you a while before you get there and optimize your damage. And yeah, that's obviously not what we want. We want you to maximize your damage and potential. Or like what I said, you can play around these tunnels, and that's kind of because there's also the Symmetra there, of course. I think she, I'm guessing that's where she put her turrets. I'm not completely sure. We'll have to figure it out as we go. But yeah, so that was kind of the two options. Okay, she's setting them up. I have no idea why she set them up. That's okay. Okay, so now you kind of push up here. That's pretty good.
And again.
Did you matrix attack? That's very good. Nice. Little bit slow on jumping after this guy, and like I said, right, this is if you were here, this would have been a very easy follow-up for you to get towards. So it is a monkey. Okay, I'm noticing that you're... Actually, you should be able to body block the Winston here and definitely secure the skill for your team. So yeah, just make sure that you're a little bit too far to the left right now. If you're a little bit more in front of him and try to match his movements as he tries to get past you, you'll be able to block him into this tunnel without him allowing to jump out like this.
Ran into him.
Okay, this is very unfortunate. As you can see, your Mercy got charged and your Orisa got picked off by the Zenyatta. So that's really kind of their bad as well. Unfortunately, though, you do have to respond to this and have to respect you being at this disadvantage right now. So I would call out for your team to kind of back up now. Actually, your Symmetra there. Yeah, definitely try to call out for them to retreat, and then as you're retreating, you can try to protect your Symmetra, kind of body block for her, but you definitely want to keep telling them to back up. Even your Widow getting taken down by the Reinhardt. It's very unfortunate. So yeah, going into this fight right now, I'm not sure if I like it. I think you would have been better if you just went up on the high ground. Because you're not going to win this fight anymore, and even if you do get this one Reinhardt, you'd still have to kill all the rest of them with, like, it's what was it? You only killed their... Okay, well, you lost 3 people. You do kill their Reinhardt right now, but you're already really low HP, so that was because basically you were in this 3v, what is it, 5, right? Because you only got their mercy, but you also lost your mercy, and that was the only way you guys had heal. So either you, let me go back actually, see how, so here, like I wouldn't have minded already if you retreat even here. You can go through the gas station, of course, boost your way through there, get that health back, and then try to get up on the high ground again. Just move towards there, and then try to be a little bit more defensive, set up there.
I would.
Because now, you know, you're still exposing your entire backside to the rest of the entire team, and they punish you heavily for it in this case.
Heal you, but I'm the only
so yeah, if you just regroup there, or try to regroup, you have less of a stagger, of course, and then if you stagger less, you'll be able to have a second fight earlier on this point, and then maybe even a third fight. But because everybody didn't retreat and you're all still trying to win in this fight, you know, you get staggered a lot and they get a lot more time to free push. Because now your team obviously can't really push in solo as soon as they respawn.
And I was healing you.
Okay. So let's try to continue here. I think your team, let's see actually. So the Widowmaker got picked off, so then she got rezzed. Are you using your rockets for the bubble? What? Let me see. On the Reinhardt shield even. Okay, so that's something I would recommend you not to do. These rockets are really great at just forcing down one target, especially like I'm not sure who it was, but this squishy down here. Let me take a quick look. Okay, so you have a Hanzo there, I think. Oh, that's actually Mercy. So yeah, that would have been a great target for you to kind of try and get at this moment. You could drop down. She's very aggressive. Although maybe check back before you actually do poke out here. Check where your allies are. I think most of them are already engaging, so that's kind of why you could engage too. But using these rockets like this, I would recommend you not to do. Just try to boost in there, like even if you boost up close, and then after, you know, Reinhardt kind of drops his shields, that would be already better. Or just go for the Mercy here, like you still have a little bit of time. And if you do this really well, just boost into her face with the rockets, with the shooting at the same time. And then, you know, once you notice her HP being on the final bar, you can just melee her down. And, you know, that only has to take like 1.5 seconds if you do it correctly. Then you can go back onto the point. I say 1.5 seconds, but yeah. I'm not sure how much other healing they have.
Okay,
anyway.
We need to get out of this corner, so can you kill
Oh,
me?
even Zenyatta there, right? So if you had your rockets there, you would have cleaned them up even sooner. Let's see. How do you die this? Let me
Okay,
see.
we need to get out of this corner, so can you kill me?
Okay, so that's a lot of damage you're taking in.
Okay, we need to get out of this
Do you cancel your boosters there? I think if you try to keep moving here.
corner,
Also,
so
let me
can you
see.
kill him, please?
You could do a little bit more AD strafing. So just keep moving left and right a little bit more, you know, with the AD keys. But I don't know. It was an unsafe one anyway. And also, like, because you did boost away that far from the cards, you're not contesting anymore. Meaning this fight is already lost anyway, and you guys are just staggering yourself now to allow them to have an easier push onto the second point. So I'm guessing you're only, just by the way this fight went, I'm guessing you guys are only going to get maybe one fight and then like a really staggered fight later on the second point.
God damn it.
And you can kind of negate this if you, because the card was over here, right? So if you do actually go for on the card and then try to still fight on the card, or at least contest the card, first of all, you would be able to use the card as cover, because I think a lot of them from behind the card were able to shoot you now because you were too far away from the card, giving them easy line of sight. Otherwise, you can kind of dance around it. You're still contesting it, and you're keeping it in this spot, giving your team more time to respawn, and you'll have more time to respawn as well, because it still has to push that little bit.
And no one was on the payload.
Maybe go second healer, Jen. Maybe go second healer.
Also, oh no, never mind. That was the mini diva ult.
I'm gonna go second healer.
Okay, you got it right now. Let's try to go forwards a little bit. So you guys are really staggering yourselves here. As you're coming up here,
Alright,
3 of your team members have already died. So what can you do right here? I think in Silver League it's very doable. If you just boost yourself up on the high ground over here, they don't have too much that can contest you. They had the Reinhardt, the Genji. They also have the Doomfist, so you know it's kind of dangerous, but you do have your Diva Bomb for a remake if you need it. But actually, in this case, I would recommend you to you know, you have to wait for your team anyway. So either you can stand here, or you can already try to go for kind of a flank on the other side and through the inside try to get to the other entrances. So you already have kind of another way of retreat or exit. That way, if the enemy team is smart and they set up over here to kind of block in your team, you can already come from the back, right, and disrupt that from happening, and then the rest of your team can come in a lot easier. Also, because you do have your Diva Bomb, if you come out from over here, you might be able to shoot your Diva Bomb across this building. And Diva Bomb, if you shoot it, of course they get the notification, right? But if it's out of their line of sight, so if you shoot it from behind this building, for example, and then it drops on top of them, they'll only let me draw this out correctly. Actually, they'll only receive the message as soon as it gets in their line of vision. So then it's a lot more of a surprise. All of a sudden, it's above them, and they have a lot less time to respond. So I think that would have been the best call right now.
Group up.
Going out here, it's still fine. Nobody's here, so apparently that, you know, none of them are pushed up that far. So yeah, in this case, I would say try to get on top of the high grounds and try to take that location. You have a Moira right now. Do you actually check what's your team? Let me see, Moira. Okay, that was Symmetra. So that's good for you. Symmetra, not my favorite hero. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so now you're with your Orisa, so this is pretty good. Using your rockets on the Winston bubble, it's not the worst. Oh. Okay, so you do shoot it across the ground. Using it as the Genji is blading, it's alright. You know, it's pretty good. He's pretty close to you though. It's kind of dangerous. So if you were already a little bit further back, I think it's good that you use it to try and contest this Genji blade. I think you just used your boosters as well before this, so that would, you know, be even. Did you? Oh no, never. You didn't. So maybe let's see this. I think you do actually boop him a little bit with it, so that's pretty good. Keeping your Mercy alive actually that way, so that was really good. Yeah, so no concerns there. The only thing I wanted to say really, if you were a little bit further back, you're a little bit safer for that Genji diving in on you as you shoot your mech there. I think the only thing I wanted to say really is that the way you shot it over there, it's still a little bit easy for the Genji to you know, negate any damage by using the Spiller. Luckily you do still get him though, but even then, right, it's very much more difficult for him to get value out of his blade because there's a Diva mech right over there. But yeah, I mean, you know, you can try to make that even a little bit more difficult by trying to shoot it in like an arc, and then maybe if it landed somewhere over here more, or a little bit over here maybe, on this corner even, then it's harder for the Genji, of course, to also dodge it. It's really tiny stuff there.
No, God.
Oh boy. Okay, that wasn't. Yeah, you definitely did not want to use this boosters. You're booping him. Well, I can see what you're trying to do. I don't mind too much actually, but unfortunately, yeah, either he was missing his charge or I'm not sure what happened there, but yeah, you still managed to boop him into the Mercy, so that was kind of odd. Going in here, let me see. So Reinhardt is still definitely hitting you. As you're boosting out here. It's really hard for you to tell like what is going on. So I think that was really just the Reinhardt and the Zenyatta kind of damaging you down. So let's see that one more time. Reinhardt's over there, the monkey. Okay, so that's also a kind of thing. You're backing up a bit too much for this monkey bubble. You should just try to go in straight away into this monkey bubble and help clean up this monkey. You do so here. I think you could have stopped your boosters there. Just finish off this monkey, secure that kill. And then as your Orisa is pushing this way, I think you should be pushing that way. Just so you guys have the, you know, less surface area for Reinhardt to just swing his hammer and hit multiple people with. Luckily your Orisa kind of gets out there. Still contesting the points. Unfortunately though, getting really close to that Reinhardt, so a bit unfortunate. It's nice getting the kill on the Zen. Unfortunately having to reload there. That's pretty good. Remacking here, yeah, I guess you didn't really have a choice. I guess the only thing you could have tried there, well, the payload was about to hit anyway, so that really didn't matter anymore. Yeah, it's just unfortunate that you kind of lost your mech there so quickly. And that's just the Genji, Zenyatta, and Rein, I guess, target firing you.
Yo, Widow, can you switch? No need for a Widow anymore.
Yeah, I'm okay with this. Focusing the Genji, that's pretty good. That's just... Don't like this. You're really in the middle right now of pretty much everything. You do have your boosters to get away, but still... I would prefer it if you were, you know, somewhere in a little bit safer behind some cover. So either over here and then you can kind of poke out if you really need to. Let me see. You do have Zenyatta is down. There, Genji is down. They've rested Zen, but you're missing your Widow as well. So it's kind of still an equal fight. In this case, I would say try to use your boosters to get up here, somewhere on the high ground. That way you can contest over there, and then you can drop down on the back line to kind of provide a extra pathway of attack for your team. That being said, yeah, so either if you were, like those were your two options really. Either if you were a little bit closer to one of these edges, you're a little bit safer from like Reinhardt's ult and that type of stuff. Also, if you were on the high ground over there, of course he cannot hit you with it. And then, you know, as he uses it, you can immediately try to jump on them to make it impossible for them to take the advantage in that moment. Or take as much of an advantage. There's Zen using his ulti. Oh boy. Gonna try to figure out why you use your bomb here. Did you see? Well, you did see Monkey use his bubble, I guess. Maybe that's why you did it. But I highly recommend you never ever use your ults in a stationary way, unless if it's like a very last minute thing to do where you're on top of the payload. Of course you're not on top of the payload right now, so you know they even get to push the payload as you're doing this. It is contestable. I don't think you're contesting it. Actually you are, I think, in the back, but you run away from it, so then you don't contest it anymore. So yeah, I wouldn't have used that D.Va ult there. Probably would have suited you better if you either use it on top of it, or if you know, keep your boosters again and then try to shoot it into something as soon as the Reinhardt shield is down, or if like the monkey just uses his bubble and just uses his jump as well. He kind of did, but he already jumped away from you far enough that it was very easy for him to just kind of walk over here, especially because it was stationary, so it was just, you know, it was very easy to predict, and it was very easy for him to just kind of move out of its sight. So in that case, I would just say, you know, keep your mech, just keep contesting the payload there. Make sure that they don't get too far, and just try to, you know, find a squishy onto the point and use those rockets and insane amount of damage that D.Va has to just target down one squishy. Probably the Zenyatta they still have, if they still have him. And then you, you know, you get more value for your team. Luckily, your Reinhardt is now trying to contest the payload as well. You're just dueling this Doomfist though, and Doomfist is... It's kind of doable for D.Va to kill Doomfist. Gonna take a look. This might be a good time to look at how your tracking is. Okay, so definitely your tracking can use some work. D.Va, people think it's an easy hero, but honestly the tracking for D.Va is very intensive, because you do need to get like in the let me draw this out on like the meter skill. Basically, if this is like 30 meters, where like a Zenyatta would want to be for the damage she does, then D.Va really is in like this space. If this is the enemy over here, Zenyatta could be over here. D.Va really has to be like, I guess even 5 meters away is still a little bit much, especially if you're trying to get a squishy. I think 3 meters is kind of the maximum away distance you want to have. Yo, Jackie, by the way. How you doing? I think 3 meters is about the maximum distance you want to have, because D.Va has still the spread on her bullets, and also you know, if you're close up, you'll get all the spread, and well, there is a fall of damage for D.Va, but I think it's only on like 10 meters or something like that. But it doesn't matter too much, because you do have the spread, so you want to be into the face, and then as soon as you're up that close, tracking targets is still very intensive and kind of a difficult thing to do. So you definitely want to try to stay on top of that. Matrixing the deflect, that's alright. So you just got your boosters back. I would say try to immediately get to the... even though you're being healed up. I doubt Moira wants to use all her charge just to heal you up over here. You just try to get to the health pack real quick. And maximize the amount of... time you can get to contest. Okay, so unfortunately they do take you down. Going for the Mercy here as mini D.Va, that's pretty good. Unfortunately she just rests Reinhardt, so that didn't do much for you anymore. Let me see that one more time actually. So yeah, I think most of the takeaway in this case is that you're not on top of the payload enough. You're kind of letting your Reinhardt be on the payload, and then you're trying to contest the flankers, which is alright. But let me see, you have a soldier now, a Junkrat now. Yeah, I would just say that it would be more beneficial for a D.Va to kind of contest the payload and try to deny their backline from just pushing it forward, just because you still have your boosters, so it's a lot more easy for you to disengage than it would be for a Reinhardt. Reinhardt can then be a little bit further backwards to protect the Junkrat. Yeah, I think that's the biggest takeaway here. Like right now you're on the payload, so that's really good, right? So you're positioning right here. Also, you almost had your DMAC or remake available with the ult. So if you just turn around at this point and try to focus something on the point, I think especially in like Silver League, that would be very doable, because they are pretty much alone. And also Zen would have to make the decision to either push forward with his team, or because I think he's transing right now. Did it actually end just now? Okay, so if you were targeting the Zen there, that would be amazing, right? That you probably would have gotten that kill. He was already up close to you. So yeah. So yeah, try to be more on the payload, and the D.Va ult over here was kind of unnecessary. Try to use it more as you're already getting demacked, and then as you're getting demacked, try to get on top of the payload, or wait for your boosters again, and then wait for the monkey to use his dive and his bubble, and then you can shoot it into another group of people that you can see that are kind of alone and too far away from cover. Or you could even then shoot it into your own team, right? Because they do have the Doomfist, and denying Doomfist kind of the space to operate in for a little bit, and forcing him to use his abilities evasively again, so he can't use them to kill a target. That's also very good if you would have done that. Right now, though, yeah, okay, that was... let me see that one more time, actually. I'm not sure why you use your boosters here. It's not the worst, but if you use it like this, you definitely want to cancel them a lot quicker. Because right now you boost through him instead of being able to, you know, boop him away and then still have him in your sight. Now you lose track of him, and as he's dropping down as well, if you hadn't used your boosters, right, you would just drop down with him if he didn't use his charge. And then it's a lot easier to track this. But right now, because you are boosting, you're remaining on the same height level. So if this is you and this is Doomfist, and you know he just uppercutted you from the floor, if this is the floor, you start boosting, so you stay on this same level while he's dropping down. So yeah, obviously you're gonna miss a lot then, unless if your tracking is on point and you track him downwards. So it's you know, it's doable, but probably better to not use your boosters in this case. And then as you can hear his charge, as he's charging up, right, and you can hear the sound. If it's getting a little high, you can immediately boost upwards when you're back on the ground again, and then you can dodge it that way. Immediately turn around 180 degrees and reacquire him as a target. So also again, not staying on the Doomfist. Also going forward here again, right, so you probably would have been better off to stay in cover there for a little bit. Fight the Doomfist, then once he's down, you can go to the health pack. Okay, I feel like I'm reiterating the points now, so I'm just gonna shut up about this point. I think we gotten enough information out of that. Prop. Let me see. So your Junkrat actually gets a really big kill. I think that's more than enough for defense, actually. Let's try to see what you do on offense.
Nice.
This is a long hold, actually, still. Okay, we can watch one more fight from here. How you guys ultimately hold. Still a brawl, still a brawl, still a brawl. So I guess... Okay, this is it. Oof. Okay, definitely should have ate that Moira Ball. Moira Ball, really dangerous for your team, and if you just eat it, just like with 1 second right click, I think you just didn't notice it in this case. Because you were planning to use your Diva Mech. Also, you use your Diva Mech a little bit too early, because you didn't see the monkey already jump in. Did you actually... well, the Reinhardt was charging in, I guess. Let me see that one more time. They just use bubble, so that's a good tell, actually. They have a Diva now, so okay. That's my bad. So yeah, that Diva bomb was pretty good, actually. It forced... I would have liked it better if it was a little bit in an arc. But that's alright. It's not the most important thing. So this was pretty good. Hi, Adrian. How you doing? This was pretty good. It either forces their backline to back off, and or it forces them to commit to the fight, and they all have to clump up together on top of your Reinhardt. So that's a good Diva bomb.
Nice.
But yeah, if you do shoot it in an arc, right, you're also going to be able to unmech around over here, and then still be able to kind of jump out of your mech as you're using it, and then maybe land on top of the truck. Instead, so you're a little bit safer as mini Diva as they come forward. Okay. So focusing this monkey is very good. Again, missing the Moira orb though. It went by you again. Yeah, boosting forwards. Kind of missing your targets because of that. Fist behind you.
Nice.
You're kind of losing track. Moira orb. Okay, so maybe you're not missing them, it just You don't know you can eat them as well, maybe? I don't know. Definitely eat those Moira balls, they're very important too. It's gonna stop Moira from getting a lot of ult charge, and it's gonna allow your backline especially to not have to run away as much, and give you more cover, basically. This Pulse Bomb, you probably could have gotten away a little bit quicker from that. Right here, okay, on the Moira right now. Taking you a little while to kill that Moira because of your tracking, unfortunately. Okay, in this case, I would say you can actually shoot your D.Va mech upwards and try to make it land on top of here. Or at least make it explode right above the payload. That would be great, right? If it explodes above the payload, it kind of has line of sight still on everything around the payload. If you do it correctly, or you force them all... This would be the optimal, right? You force them all to go towards this side of the payload, opening them up to your Junkrat, your Reinhardt, and pretty much your entire team. Just make sure that your D.Va mech will explode anything that tries to hide behind the payload over there. And then how you can really clean it up here. So shooting it forward, that's actually pretty fine. I don't mind that. It will actually make it harder for the rest of their reinforcements to come in too. So again, a little bit long with the boosters. You should try to be a little bit more on top of cancelling those. D.Va here. Okay, that was pretty good. Jumping in front of the Doomfist before he could get somebody. Put on top of your stuff. I'm not sure why you're backing up here as much. Is it because of the monkey? You have your boosters, so I would say try to use your boosters straight after this one little boop to try and re-engage the Moira.
No.
Also, that's healing orb I think you're missing there from the enemy. Yeah, there it is.
No.
It's right there. So definitely try to be more on top of Moira eating the Moira balls. Okay, luckily your Reinhardt is on top of things though, and he's cleaning up the healers. You could also just keep tracking the Winston, but it kind of felt like you weren't sure who to track and who to target, but just try to target something and stick on that target and then just kill it. That's really the best you can do there. Okay, switching sides. Let's look at your comp. Reinhardt, Genji, Moira, Mercy, and Soldier. So again, you kind of got two options. You can try to be more of a flanking force with the Genji. You still have to be kind of careful, not commit too quickly to it and engage, because you only have Genji to jump with you. All of these will kind of have to be together. Even Mercy really isn't a person that can join you in the dive. Maybe in Silver League, because the aim is a little bit less, but she shouldn't be engaging there too much. I would say just try to stick more behind your Rein. Make sure that you matrix whatever you can if they do run Moira again. Just matrix everything you can for him, like of course fire strikes if they have a Reinhardt as well, or like a helix rocket from a soldier, that type of stuff. Okay, so let's just see what they're running with, and then we'll have a more you know, we'll be more capable of making a decision on what you should do here.
Got it.
Okay, so they have a Junkrat, a D.Va, a Reinhardt. So the Reinhardt here, I think, very nice, matrixing the Reinhardt again. So really on top of matrixing Reinhardt, that's really good. The fire strikes. Again, they have the Doomfist. So in this case, I would definitely say try to stick more with your team and just peel for them a little bit more. Also Symmetra. So Symmetra balls also good to eat. Okay, those were the D.Va rockets I think you ate. So that's pretty good. You want... Let me see it, actually.
Got it.
When are you... Okay, you definitely can use your...
Got it.
Okay, you didn't need a matrix there, first of all, and you definitely could use your rockets a little bit quicker, I think. That will force either their D.Va to use a lot of matrix, or it will force the Reinhardt shield to go down quicker, and of course then you know, you'll have your rockets again once you actually do go into the fight. So like, yeah, it's taking you a long time before you use these rockets.
Junkrat up top.
And even when the Doomfist is right in your face, right? As soon as that Doomfist lands, that's another great opportunity to just unleash those rockets. Backing up a little bit too much, in my opinion, here as well.
I'll see if I can get you. No, you're Junkrat.
Yeah, you're not doing a whole lot as D.Va in this case because of the distance, like we talked about, right? This is a lot of distance between you and your enemies, so your damage is not doing a lot, and it's probably just being negated by their healers, just because of your spread, right? Because your spread probably now is like this, so you're only hitting the D.Va ever so slightly.
Junkrat's on top of us right now.
Oh, the Junkrat actually behind you, so this was coincidence. Definitely try to... We saw him throw down the trap, so it would be very nice of you to kill that first, of course. Doomfist coming in though, so I don't mind it too much. Let's see if you remember to clean it up though. No, okay, so you do leave the junk trap, so you can be a little bit more aware of those. I think your Reinhardt actually got stuck in it there. Even if you just call it out, right? So like, Junkrat trap in front of us, watch out. Then the Reinhardt probably won't get into it, and then you would have had Reinhardt maybe charging in with you as you were pushing there, and then you're safer. Okay, so you lost your mech, but you killed... Okay, so that's really good. You killed multiple people now. As your team pushing forwards. I would say because of the Junkrat, as mini D.Va especially, it would be a little bit safer for you if you jumped onto the payload. Just so it's a little bit harder for his bombs to kind of, you know, bounce on the wall and then just get stuck in these tight, squeezy areas. It's very dangerous. How long have I been going? Okay, this is a long review. You're getting a lot of info.
Spread out, spread out.
Yeah, okay. That was... I don't think that was worth trying to get this right. Let me hear when he uses it. Fire in the hole. So, okay, yeah, you definitely wanted to try and...
Damn.
Yeah, I think either you wanted to back off from the Reinhardt there. Okay, so let's go over this. So either you back off, giving your Mercy a place to jump towards, so she gets more distance between you and the Reinhardt and her, and then you should try to either shoot the junk tire or immediately remix so you can get away from the junk tire.
Spread out, spread out, spread out. Damn.
It is a nasty ult, so unfortunately you guys do get wiped there.
If I can find.
What? How? They were all dead!
Fine.
Okay, so... Wait, how does Reinhardt die again? Oof. So you can definitely make a call here for like, we're just only now coming out of spawn. Hold up guys, you're 2v... What was it? Like 2v3 or maybe 4?
What? How?
Because they all respawned, right?
How?
And
They were all dead!
now you'll sort just like, wait, what? Yeah, that was a pretty good matrix on the Reinhardt. I'm gonna be very nitpicky here. You could have probably just tapped it. You held it. It felt for like a second there. And if you time it correctly, you only just have to tap it. Okay, Reinhardt is off the low ground. Actually, that trap. Yeah, you should have noticed that one as well. And definitely in this case, you have your rockets, you have your boosters. And the Symmetra is all alone here, so if you probably have an opening to just straight up kill her. Especially because the Rhine left her there.
Come here, Genji, I can heal you. So much off me.
I'm not sure why you're running away from her that much. Again though, boosting through her instead of just boosting up until... Let me try to pinpoint this exactly now.
Genji, I can heal you.
So right here, you would already want to cancel your boosters. Because you already booped her. And if you stop then, you probably stop over here a little bit. And then you still have her in your sight. And immediately it's very easy to continue shooting her. And not allowing her to kill your Mercy as much.
Symmetra off me.
Yeah, it's the video. Let me. I can try to up it, but it's on. Yeah, it's just not the greatest quality, guys. I'm sorry. A better PC doesn't mean you're a better player. Okay, so let's see over here. The Doomfist, the D.Va, you're focusing the D.Va. I would say try to prioritize the Doomfist in this situation. Okay, you do after a little bit. Oh, he gets charged, that's really good. Okay, I think this D.Va mech is completely unnecessary. You already killed 2 people. You charged the Doomfist, you charged the... or killed the Symmetra. The D.Va is already low. So this D.Va mech is really only there to let the Reinhardt block it with his shield, right? Nobody else is in that position. So you get very little value. I would say keep this D.Va mech. Because you still have a long way to push for the first point. And you can use the D.Va mech later on as they're coming back from spawn to shoot it up there. And deny them from coming in as quickly. Or, you know, deny them completely from re-engaging. Maybe you'll get a pick there, and then you can carry this the rest of this fight, or the rest of this push for first point, using your D.Va mech. But the way you use it now, it's kind of a waste. Okay, you do get the Mercy, but... You know, you probably would have gotten the Mercy anyway, because your entire team is here. Even the soldier up there. It was, you know, it was really just Mercy, D.Va, and Reinhardt. And the D.Va was already low. So, yeah. Okay. Was that a Junkrat behind you still? It was. So a little slow on realizing that. Also, again, the trap, not noticing it. Wait, what? So Mercy resists him. Not seeing the trap. I'd say, yeah, you can, again, the Symmetra is all alone. You should be able to win this 1v1 if your tracking is on point, and you also because you have your rockets. But yeah, you boost too much as you're engaging, so it's really difficult for you to track them, because obviously you'll have to continuously rotate, and you're booping them away, and you keep going through them, and you don't do any damage on the Symmetra this way. You see, like, 0 damage you've done, even though you used your boosters, your rockets, and you were shooting the entire time.
Doomfist up.
Doomfist up top. Definitely wanted to keep your rockets as soon as you hear that. Because now you still get damaged a little bit by it. It's okay, but luckily. Getting the Doomfist, that's nice. Mercy's using her ult, so you probably want to ignore her for now. Getting too close again for this Reinhardt. Let me see that again. I don't mind you boosting in here. I like you backing up over here a little bit as well. I think because of this Reinhardt, you can back up actually a little bit further than you normally would have to as D.Va. Or should as D.Va, because it is Reinhardt. He can only swing so far, and then you can just kite him away. Because you do keep moving with the same movement speeds. You move into him though. He uses his ult. Also, that's kind of a thing, right? If you...
Sorry, Reinhardt, I couldn't get...
Okay, let's talk about this. If you stayed more on this side of Reinhardt, it's a lot harder for him to get a shatter or a swing or anything like a charge or basically anything for him on more than just you. Even like if there's somebody behind you, which will be if you go again to here, there will be a lot of people behind you. If he misses his charge on you, it's still likely that he gets somebody behind you, or like a fire strike, right? He can just fire strike through you and still get collateral damage behind you. If you do miss the DM or if you're low on DM. But if you're over here, he has to make the choice between either solo ulting you or going for the ult on the team. And if he does ult the team, then you're still in a position to boop him away into this post, basically, and deny him from cleaving your entire team as they are lying on the ground. So definitely, if you do want to get closer to him, you should probably move to the right here. But I would say just move towards this way.
Sorry, Reinhardt, I couldn't get to you.
Also, I think you thought you had boosters where you didn't have boosters. Again, you seem to forget about health packs as well. There's a big health pack over here. Definitely from over here with your boosters, you should be able to boost through and get that for sure. No problem. Even though your, Mercy is pocketing you, there's a lot of damage being thrown on your team. And you want to open up your Mercy for healing other people too. Oof, okay, yeah, this is a missed fight now.
God. We need to get rid of that Symmetra for sure.
I don't know. We gotta focus like one person at a time. If someone's weak.
Okay. You just lost your entire team. Yeah! How did that happen? I guess they died a little bit quicker, but not that much, right? I guess so. So definitely you have to call out to your team. Go out of this kill feed a little bit quicker, and you'll be able to see what your team is doing a little bit better. And then, like, just tell them, don't push yet, hold up, I'm still coming from spawn, you're gonna fight 5v6. Sometimes they listen, sometimes they don't. Killing Doomfist here. I think this is pretty much enough already, basically. This has been going on for a long time. Okay, mini Diva fight. Let's just talk.
Yeah, fine.
Let's see if you guys get to the second point, actually. I think you do. You get a nice bomb onto the mid. I don't know how this Mercy keeps dying to your bomb every time, but it's okay. Perfectly fine. Okay, so you guys take this. Let's talk about second point over here as well. Oh, missing that Symmetra ball, that's pretty big. Also the Rhine. This definitely can be a lot more on top of your matrix there. And just try to tap it, don't try to hold this as much. Let's talk about how you should engage over here, right? Like, you only have 2 minutes, you need to make up for time. Especially as defense, you can kind of take the initiative here, and you want to try to force the fight to take place more away from the payload. Because if you do force the fight away from the payload, it becomes a lot harder for the enemy to contest the payload, and then like a support, or you have the soldier, of course, they can just stand on top of the payload, get healed by the payload as they're over there and getting poked at still, but they still get the free push the payload to wherever the fight is happening, because nobody from the enemy can contest, because you as D.Va are making a ruckus over here and forcing everybody to have the fight over there. So definitely try to push up more, even though they have Doomfist and such, because right now their tanks just get to free push towards here when their backline is uncontested, basically. I think maybe you have Genji in there, but It's still, yeah. So now there's this big brawl over here, and you're just losing a lot of time, right? Again, try to keep your boosters until the Doomfist comes down in his ultimate. You kind of flew into it over there. You can definitely listen more to those sound cues, and you even see him go upwards. So I think you just. Oh, okay. You do kind of want to react to it, but you didn't react to it in the appropriate direction. And Moira gets killed by it? That's very odd. I guess she just used her shade. Actually, you kill Symmetra. Let me see how. So Symmetra. So you're 1-on-1. You're still okay. Okay, you're still in a good fight. I'd say it's just a mess because everybody is clumped up on the payload, so it's really easy for them to, you know, especially with the Doomfist or Reinhardt, to just get collateral damage on everything. And again, if you kind of spread out, take positions on this map, like this is a really good corner for you to hold to deny them from any poke damage from up there. You just hold this corner, and then whenever somebody tries to poke, you just shoot them in the face, and denying this entire high ground basically for them. Also, they're gonna call out for their tanks or whatever to jump back onto you, and that's when they have to use their boosters, and then you can booster even further away from them, or you can boost backwards if you need it to, like a health pack over there or somewhere in the gas station. Okay. So let's. You guys actually win this fight. Okay, hold up. Killing Reinhardt here, perfectly valid. Since he is overextending this much right now without a lot of his team here.
Focus Mercy or Symmetra.
Definitely shouldn't be focusing this D.Va right here. I know it's an easier target, but she is being pocketed by the Mercy, and there's still Symmetra right next to you. And Symmetra, you know, she does do incremental damage. So the longer you let her shoot, the more damage it will become.
Mercy.
Okay.
Symmetra.
So that was also, again, I didn't like that ult as much. You could try to keep more tabs on how far your Reinhardt ult is, and then try to combo it with Rein ult. Tell Rein you're planning to combo with him, and then let him know that you want him to tell you when he's going to shatter, and then you can use your D.Va bomb on top of the people that just got shattered.
Focus Mercy or Symmetra. Mercy. Symmetra.
Also, the way you
Mercy
shoot
or
it, I think
Symmetra.
it drops on this pillar right here. Again, if you kind of make an arc, it's harder for them to predict, but it's still kind of easy because you're already right here in the line of sight. So I would say just keep your mech for now and focus on the Symmetra, because you still have so much HP as well. And actually, did the D.Va just use her boosters, or?
Mercy.
Yeah, I think she did. So maybe that was why you did it, but you did shoot it right, like into this pillar. So if you actually shoot it on the ground, if you want to do it like this, it's okay, but you want to shoot it into the ground first with your booster, so it kind of slows itself down and then explodes somewhere over here instead. So you don't make it as easy for her to block, or she has to go completely out of combat.
Mercy. Nice.
Okay, so pushing up forwards here, that's really good. Pushing up, pushing up. Keep pushing up. Right now you have your booster, so I would say go up here and take position next to the door entrance.
Nice.
Don't go backwards. Just keep them nice. Yes, very good, very good. This is what I want. Stay there, stay there. Just stay there. Just keep them out, keep them out. Which that's fine. Keep the rest of them out.
Nice.
Very good, very good. Even if you demech here, that's perfectly valid. You got the spawn point now, that's fine. Okay. Okay. Let's reiterate on what we learned today. I want you to use your boosters less. Well, you can still use your boosters, but you gotta talk to you later, Aderin. I'll see you later. Okay, so let's reiterate what we learned today. Your boosters, definitely don't use them fully to the extent, especially if you're trying up close already to somebody. You're just boosting through people and it becomes really difficult for you to track him. Your tracking can use some improvements as well. It's kind of decent here and there, but because you know you don't cancel your boost in time, you keep flying through the people, and it becomes a lot more harder, a lot more difficult for you to track those people correctly. Your D.Va bombs, try to use them a little bit more wisely. I think you're looking out for people when they've used their abilities, so that's really good, but you can get a little bit better with how to place them and how to shoot them in an arc through the air. Also, like one more thing that you can kind of do with the D.Va bomb, right? If you do manage to put yourself into a position where you're already hidden and then shoot it over somewhere where they don't have line of sight of you, then it does become, you know, that thing where they only get the message over here, and then as it's already up in the air, and they have a lot less time to respond to it because they don't know where you are and they don't know where it's coming from exactly. They just kind of hear the voice line, and then you know it's a lot easier to get value. Or you can even, to make it even more confusing, shoot it against the wall and then let it boost alongside, and then it's going to pop out at the last second and explode right away. And this is going to make people feel safe on the other side, and then as it's sliding and then suddenly it pops out, explodes, and that's how you get massive amount of kills. Okay, DM, you could have been a little bit more on top of the DM. Your movements were a little bit too passive here and there, in my opinion. You could be a little bit more forward and more aggressive. I liked how you took position over here. That was really good, trying to keep him out. But, you know, at the first point over here, when you guys were coming in, it took a long time for you to kind of push up. And you should definitely keep doing that on attack. On defense, you weren't enough on the payload, actually, yeah, I'd say. you kind of let them free push here and there a little bit. You know, as Deva, you'll, especially in this team comp, you were the one kind of designated to be more of the aggressor up front with your Reinhardt more backwards. And then try to, you know, put yourself into positions where you can already drop down on the payload from a high ground position without using your boosters. And then if you notice that you're still getting targeted down a lot, like people get good shots on you or whatever, you immediately get to boost away with your boosters still. Okay.
Even hit me.
What else? I think that's about it. Those are the biggest things that I've seen. You can be a little bit more on top of like taking corners as well, because sometimes I do see you just in the middle of the road, and you know, you don't get a lot of value. It's a little bit easier for you to see what's happening, but if you already manage to set up on corners, you can kind of hold those locations a lot better. And then as soon as people pop out, you'll immediately do the maximized amount of damage without ever taking a lot of poke on Diva. Okay, let me think if I forgot anything. Target prioritization seemed alright. Movement positioning, yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry that it took so long. I hope you got some useful information, and yeah, I'll see you all the next time, basically. All right, all right. Bye bye, guys. Talk to you next time. Have a good one.